Okay, back by popular demand, today's stupid dad joke. I told my wife to embrace her mistakes. She gave me a big hug. Sorry for the bad echo in the shop here. We haven't gotten stuff in here to make it quieted down, so the voice is just bouncing all over the place. A lot of you have mentioned that you like my brief explanation of electrical wiring in the past videos. Now I have received a number of requests to explain in more basics of electrical outlets, which ones to choose, and show you that it's not as confusing as it seems. And as always, any of you can help out if I've missed something or if I got something wrong. Let us know in the comments. And if you have a stupid dad joke and want me to read it here, send it to me or place it into the comments. Okay, let's go ahead and get on with this. Hey, most homes in the US are wired with a combination of 15 amp and 20 amp 120 volt circuits. Now 20 amp receptacles have a horizontal slot branching off one of the vertical slots. Appliances such as microwaves often have a 20 amp plug. A 15 amp circuit is usually served by a 14 gauge wire and is protected by a 15 amp circuit breaker or fuse. Now a 20 amp circuit protected by a 20 amp breaker or fuse must be served by a 12 gauge or 10 gauge wire. A tip is, the easiest way to determine whether a circuit is 15 or 20 amps is to look at the corresponding breaker in the fuse or breaker panel. Now dedicated circuits are electrical lines that carry an electrical current to one single outlet. Now these are recommended for major appliances to ensure that they have ample, consistent stream of power for safe operation. Now determine whether you need a 3-prong or a 4-prong when shopping for major appliances. Now 3-prong plugs, that's hard to say, 3-prong plugs, are used for homes built before the year 2000. Now 4-prong plugs are used in homes after 2000. Now let's talk about the types of electrical outlets and receptacles. Now there are various types of electrical outlets designed to match the requirements for your appliances, power tools, and electronics. Now the 15 amps duplex receptacle, standard electrical outlet in American homes. Now each of the two outlets has a long neutral slot and a shorter hot slot and a half-round grounding hole. Now we have combination outlets. Now the combination outlets provided 2 features in one device. For example, an outlet with a light or a switch. Now the GFCI outlets, which stands for ground fault circuit interrupter. Now a GFCI outlet protects against dangerous ground faults, which occur when electrical current travels through any abnormal path to the ground. Now it monitors the current flowing through the hot and neutral conductors to determine if any current is leaking from that circuit. A GFCI will trip and quickly turn off the power if the leakage reaches to a potential hazard level. Now the code does require that the GFCI receptacles be installed in bathrooms, wet areas, kitchens, basements, and outdoors. Now you have an AFCI outlet, which stands for arc fault receptacle. Now an AFCI outlet protects against electrical fires resulting from arc faults interrupting power, reducing the likelihood of a home's electrical system being an ignition source of fire. It was designed to detect a wide range of hazardous arc faults resulting from a damage in branch circuits, wiring, and extensions to branches, such as appliances and cord sets. Now this is required by a national electrical code in many areas of the home. Now there's tamper resistant receptacles, can be used in place of conventional 15 amp or 20 amp outlets. Now it's required by the 2008 National Electrical Code for use in new construction or renovations or remodels. On most new outlets they come already installed. Now this protects children from electrical injury with a built-in shutter mechanism that blocks insertion of most small objects. Shutters only open when a properly related electrical plug is inserted. Permanent once installed, offering continuous protection, unlike the plastic outlet caps that can be removed. Now, weather-resistant receptacles, required by the 2008 National Electrical Code in damp or wet locations such as patios, decks, pool areas, and any other residential outdoor locations. Now these are available in 15 and 20 amp sizes. Now these are built with a UV stabilized thermoplastic corrosion resistance. Now choose from combined weather tamper resistant outlets or weather resistant GFCIs with or without tamper resistance. Remember, outlets in damp or wet locations should always be installed with a weather resistant cover. Rotating outlets can be positioned to accommodate more than one large plug from a cell phone chargers, hair dryers, cordless appliances. This helps reduce the need for the power strips. Now, the specialty outlets. Many appliances, tools, electronics require specific types of electrical outlets to operate safely at peak efficiency. Now, split circuit receptacles. Now, this is the two outlets with each wired on a different circuit, or one outlet live and the other one switched, connected to your wall switch in your home. Now, remember that if you have an outlet that's dead on top and live on the bottom or vice versa, check for a switch before you replace it. Now we have the 30 amp or 50 amp, 125 volt to 250 volt receptacles. Now it's required by some heavy duty appliances such as dryers, cooking ranges, power tools, and has a special prong configuration. Now, ungrounded or ungrounded unpolarized outlets. Now these are usually found in homes built before the mid-60s. Now, similar to a standard duplex receptacles, in that the way they accommodate a two-prong electrical plug, but are missing the U-shaped grounded hole. Now they're polarized with one long neutral slot and one shorter hot slot. Now tip. Now, if your home was built with these outlets, you may want to upgrade the wiring before replacing an ungrounded or ungrounded unpolarized outlet with a grounded one. Okay, USB outlets. Now, these are USB outlets, which are really nice to have. Now, this is a wall socket with one or more USB ports built in. Allows recharging of devices direct from the USB cables. Now, it leaves regular outlets free for use by other appliances. Now you can also add a USB plug panel to most outlets, such as this one I like. Okay, I'm going to use this instead of one of the outlets. I really like this. You have a protection and it's grounded. You take this, plug it in like that. Now you have 3 outlets and 4 charging outlets. So you can shove that in there. Works well. I think you're going to really like this, and for the price. Smart outlets. Now this replaces a traditional outlets. Does not require any adapter or any sorts like that. It allows control of the outlet from, say, a smartphone. Some require a smart hub for use. So be sure to check that. Hey, now if you're still with me, I appreciate that so much. But maybe you can go ahead and like this video by clicking on the thumbs up. It means a lot, and remember to subscribe. Now it's a proven fact that our subscribers are better looking than non-subscribers. And the best thing is, it costs you nothing to help me out. And I sure do appreciate it. Okay, how about a quick wiring and basic tools you should have and some bonus tools you may like to have. Let's go take a look. Okay, here are the most basic tools I think you're gonna want before doing anything with electrical. Is you need a good sharp knife. You need a Phillips head. You do need a flat head. Now this is a tester that's going to tell you all the things you need to know if you did it right. Let's go ahead and check that real quick. So you put it in here. See these 2 lights right here, they light up, which means it's a correct outlet. Now what this does is it actually tells you if your circuit is live. As you can see, a light and a small beep comes on. And next is good quality wire cutter and stripper. Now here's the tools I like if you do a lot of this. And let me tell you, if you're doing over 15 outlets, you're going to want a wire stripper here. Here's an example. And is that how much we need to strip off? Yes, it is. So all it does is you take it like that and go. That's done. Now this here is a multimeter. This is really a great item to use. For testing orders, make sure you get the proper amperage and voltage. Now you can also use one of these, say for 12 volt systems, like checking the battery on the car and so forth. It has that too, so it has a DC and AC testing. So let me go ahead and show you how I wired it up and these connectors I use that make life a lot easier. Okay, as you can see, I got the whites hooked up on the silver, the hot black onto the gold, the brass. And now that you have that done, what do you do with the grounds? Remember, you have to put them here. And I get these in a kit because I use all different wires and so forth. And it comes with 3, comes with 2s. Okay, what you want to do is open all these up. It has a little tension on them. That's so it doesn't release them. Okay, so you want to go ahead. You can put that one in that one, that one in that one. And go ahead and close it. Now it's tight in there. Now you can take your auxiliary wire, put it in there all the way, make sure it's all the way in. And then you can go ahead and do this with it. Then you can actually take it up like that, go like that. Now you're all set. Everything's on there nice and tight. If you ever have to remove this to replace anything, just pull those back up and you're all set. They hold really well. Okay, come on over and take a look at how I wire them up. I'll do a actual regular outlet and a couple of switches for like light switches and so forth. Let's take a look. And again, please, if you would, subscribe if you're not subscribed. We're trying to get our subscriber count back up. Hey, remember, if you have a dad joke, put it in comments or go ahead and send it to me by email either way. Hey, and always be sure to watch this one right here. I picked it up for you special. Give it a watch, see what you think, and let me know. See you on the next one. I appreciate you being here again.